We believe day in and day out negative things about ourselves. We humans average around 50,000 thoughts every single day, and of these 50,000 thoughts, 95% are repeats, meaning that they are the same thoughts that you had the day before and the day before that, and so on. These same thoughts go back months, years, and sometimes even decades, and ultimately stem from certain experiences that you had in the past. We always have limiting beliefs about how we are not good enough. Are you someone who constantly doubts yourself? Are your levels of confidence and self-esteem basically non-existent? If so, pay close attention and watch this video till the very end, because today I'm going to show you the secret to believing in yourself. Maybe you got rejected hard after confessing to someone that you really like, and this caused you to believe something along the lines of, "I'm not attractive," or "I'm not desirable." Maybe your parents were hard on you when you were young, often criticizing you and comparing you to other people, and this caused you to believe something like, "I'm not good enough." Maybe you tried to break a bad habit and failed multiple times, causing you to believe something like, "I'm not strong enough," or "I don't have enough willpower." These experiences happened in the past, but the thoughts that came with those events still haunt you. They're still there, playing on repeat in your head months and maybe even years after the experience actually happened. Unless you replace those negative thoughts with positive ones, they will continue to drag you down for the rest of your life. See, the thing is, your thoughts ultimately determine your actions. If you're someone who thinks, "I'm not strong enough" all day, every day, you will find yourself doing things that reinforce this idea. Maybe you'll stay in bed all day, surfing social media instead of working or studying because "I'm not strong enough," right? There's no way I'll be able to work or focus for long periods of time because I'm mentally weak. Why even try when I'm only going to fail? Might as well just stay in bed all day, right? Because you stayed in bed all day and got nothing done, this just becomes more evidence to back up your negative thought. "Oh my God, I did nothing all day again. It must be because I'm mentally weak. It must be because I'm not strong enough." And just like that, you strengthen this belief even more, and this cycle repeats itself over and over again every single day, bringing you further and further down. Now, I got good news and bad news for you. Good news is you can change your thoughts. It's entirely possible to replace "I'm not strong enough" with something like "I am mentally strong" or "I get things done." The bad news is that it's going to take a while. I mean, you've been saying "I'm not strong enough" for years, so you shouldn't be too surprised to hear that it'll take at least a couple of months for you to start believing "I am mentally strong," right? Get rid of the limiting beliefs from your environment. See, how do our thoughts get created? It's when we are born, as babies, as children. We look at our parents, we look at the way they think, we look at the way they behave, and we start adapting those beliefs and behaviors. If your parents have a limiting belief about money, you will have a limiting belief about money because you grew up that way. This basically means that no matter how hard you try to do something, your environment will always dictate who you are. If you are trying to love yourself constantly or believe in yourself that you can do something, but you have someone around you constantly in your ear telling you that you will not achieve that or you cannot do that, at some point you're going to start believing that person over yourself because this is the environment you have. If you live in a household where this is the case, try to minimize contact with these people. Try to stay at work as much as you can, stay away from them as much as you can, or stay in your room. Don't engage with them. If this is your relationship, your boss at work, your colleagues, or your friends, try to change your environment. In 2013, there was a study conducted where male mice were made to smell cherry blossoms, and anytime they smelled it, their feet were zapped and electrocuted. The male mice started to learn that the smell of cherry blossoms was associated with pain, and they developed a fear of it. Then, these male mice were made to breed with female mice that never experienced electrocution and didn't have that issue. When they had children, these children immediately feared or felt nervous when they smelled cherry blossoms. They knew it because it was in their genes and biology to fear it. Now you have to imagine, how much of your limiting beliefs or insecurities are just inherited from your parents through genes and DNA? Maybe it's not you. So start really asking yourself, do I believe this about myself, or is this something that I got from my mother, my father, or my ancestors? You can rewire those beliefs. In today's modern society, it's so easy to see the extravagant and glamorous lives of others. Maybe you see a picture on Instagram and say, "I should have been there," or "Oh my God, they've come so far," or "Oh my God, they have this, they have that." No, you are exactly where you're meant to be right now. Your journey is deeply personal, and you have to trust that whatever you're going through, it's leading you towards something better in the end. This isn't easy, but at least you're trying. Do you know how many people have stopped trying altogether or completely given up on life? If you wake up every day and still think, "You know what? I have this goal for myself. I'm going to achieve it. Even if it's just one small step at a time, I'm going to get there and I'm going to make it happen." I recently listened to an interview with someone I deeply admire, David Goggins. David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL, was having a conversation with Professor Andrew Huberman from Stanford University. His message is always about action, that you cannot sit around and wait to feel like it, that there is always some level of resistance, friction, suckiness, or pain in the way between you and the things that you need to do in order to change your life, in order to reach your potential. A major mistake people often make is imagining the person they want to become and thinking, oh, I just need to believe in myself and wait. No, you have to do the work. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Then go do it. If you fail, try again. Maybe you'll try something different, but at least you tried. You need to take small steps to motivate yourself, to thank yourself for putting in the effort. I tell you to expect it to be hard because when you expect it to be hard, and it is hard, it doesn't derail you. Why? Because you're smart. You saw it coming, you expected this, so you pushed through it. But it begs the question, how do you believe in yourself? Well, the answer is simple. You have to act as if you believe in yourself, even when you don't. What does that mean? It means you have to get out the door and start that walk before you feel motivated to get out the door and start that walk. It means you have to quit drinking before you actually feel like or want to. It means you have to apply for that job or apply to the school, even though you're not sure you're going to get accepted. The action comes before the belief. It's the action that creates it. It's so important for you to realize there's a version of you in the past that is still in there, inside of you, in your day-to-day life. If you stop and take the time to really identify what past version of you is still chirping in your ear right now, bringing self-doubt, insecurity to the table. When you can identify that version of you, you now know who you're fighting. Think about this for a minute. What version of you is holding you back? You know what your goals are, you know what you want, and yet you feel insecure about doing the things you need to do it. Once you know who you're battling, you can win. You know how many times I struggle with believing in myself? Even sometimes I think, I don't want this YouTube thing anymore. I get ideas like that. You know why? Because an old version of you is keeping you feeling insecure and small. But then I'm like, no, let's overcome these limiting beliefs. Let's overcome this avoidant attachment lifestyle that I've created for myself, where I would just constantly run away from things or go and try to hide myself. Let's be okay with shining right now. That's what I'm doing every single day, that I am bigger and better and stronger. And you know, the fact is, no one wants to hear this. Everybody wants the hack, give me the easy thing. I'm sorry, but some days it's not easy. In fact, most days it's not. The reason why it's not going to be easy is because every single day, there will be at least one moment when you feel self-doubt or you feel friction. That stuff is always going to be there. You got to learn how to push through those temporary emotions. You got to learn how to pick yourself back up, slowly keep going and moving forward. What I'm telling you here is essentially about building a habit. You can revisit the video I shared about the book Atomic Habits, which explains how habits work and how to build them the right way. I hope this video helpful to you. I'll see you in the next one.